Is up, everybody? My name is Dane Thompson. Welcome back to another episode of BurnDown. So in today's episode, what I'd like to do is I'd like to weigh the Maliboom again. So I still have, this is the computer, and then I got the scales over there. So a while back, before we started this whole mission, I borrowed these scales. So I guess it's a long-term borrow, but he knows where they're at. It's just a buddy of mine who lives down the street. Anyway, I borrowed these because I wanted to get into the suspension on the Maliboom and kind of figure out the 60-foot and so on. Well, we got sidetracked because I got a turbo and then a bunch of other stuff, and then I ordered the control arms, like the lower control arms and the braces. And then if you guys remember, I just barely put those on right before we went to the track, and I tried to set pinion angle, but I had those things for a long time. They were sitting on the counter. So we put those on, and then I spent all my coilover money on turbos and whatnot. So, and then redid the hot side and all that stuff in the transmission fiasco. Well, fast forward, we are back. I have the numbers. I'm gonna look them up before we get started. And I'd like to just throw it on the scales again. My driveway is not completely level, but I've actually jacked up the car like I did it in here last time. And then I jacked the front end up to see how much, you know, the percentage goes up in the rear and whatnot. And really, with the tilt that the driveway has, it's really minute. So it'll be off, but again, I don't think weighing the car is really an exact science because you're still ballparking, I guess, unless you really know your instant center and all your stuff is. But everybody kind of base it off CAMA and all this other stuff. But my stuff, this is just backyard homebrew deal. So what I'm really looking for is the weight factor. So we changed out from the steering box to a rack and pinion, and then I took the intercooler off, that bracing, the inner fenders, the heater core is now out, the sway bar, all that stuff is off the front. Although we did replace the turbo with a little bit larger turbo, but not terribly larger. It's still a T4, still the same weight, roughly there. And then that's pretty much it. It's still on, you know, I did a new hot side, but it's still log manifolds, and I think all that stuff's gonna be similar in the weight department. So I'm pretty excited to kind of see where it weighs in. I don't expect we lost a ton of weight off the front, but the car was literally a 60-40 split. And from what I understand with four-link suspension, probably just cars in general, let's be honest, that if 60% of the weight is up front and 40 is in the rear, the four-link won't actually work. It doesn't matter where you set stuff up. There's not enough weight over the rear section from what I gather. And initially I was like, well, I guess we'll just add weight to the trunk. But again, if you're trying to go racing, you don't want to add weight, you want to subtract it. So this is to get my new baseline weight. We can kind of look at stuff, maybe calculate the new instant center or whatever it is, because the bars, everything is pretty much the same spot it was before. But at least it'll kind of give me an idea. So let's weigh this thing. We'll see what it weighs. And then before I get started though on the weight, what we'll do is we'll slide the scales and everything underneath it. I'll bring you guys back, and then I'll look up what it weighed last time. I have a picture of it, and then maybe we can throw it on the screen, and then we'll see what it weighs now. So let's throw the scales under it and weigh this bad boy. Real quick too, I might as well share this with you guys if you're watching from my previous video, that I had a bit of a leak issue, and it turns out my oil pressure sensor was bad, and it was actually pushing oil through the sensor body itself and coming out of the plug and just like running all down the back of the transmission. And I actually put the valley cover gasket on wrong, so I was like, oh, easy fix. So I flipped it over and fired it back up, and then it leaked again. So I just made Armageddon on my driveway with oil. So let me sweep all this stuff up so I can actually move the jack in and out underneath it. But I had another sensor. I just used it to plug the hole because the sensor wasn't any good. We ordered like 3 more, got those on the way, so I got a couple spares. So if it happens again, at least I have them and I'm not dead in the water, especially if we're out racing or doing something driving. I'll just throw them in the glove box, and that way it'll be an easy fix. Alright, what I want to do is I want to show you guys this. So this is the original weight. This is not with me in the vehicle, so it's 32.55 is what it was. And here it is, woo, after the changes. 30.96. So 32.55. So let's see what that is. 32.55 minus 30.97. We dropped 158 pounds off this car so far. So that's pretty substantial. I was hoping for like 200, which would have put me almost at $3,000, but that gives me a lot of hope because, I mean, granted, we don't have a full bumper on there still, but we still have steel bumpers. I still have the steel hood, steel fenders, and then glass. So we've still got some stuff to get rid of to get her down to fighting weight. But if we can get this thing, I mean, I thought if we get it at 300 or 300, yeah, 300. If we get it to 3,000, that would be sweet. I'm almost thinking we could probably maybe be under $3,000 with me in the car, and that would be stellar, because then we could actually have a race car hopefully on our hands. I know the Fox bodies and stuff are a lot lighter. The advantage I do have though is we can just tell everybody it's a big old battleship, because it's still a full-size car. You put this against a normal car, this is a lot of body. So obviously we don't have aerodynamics in our you know, playing field, or in our deck of tricks. So obviously we don't have aerodynamics in our favor pretty much at all. It's a big square, but hopefully we can change around the front end and put some chin spoiler and kind of help some of that stuff at some point. Because the little Chevy 2s, let's be honest, those things are just as square as this thing. But I'm pretty impressed. I figured maybe 100 pounds, if that. So yeah, I mean, we're basically 3,100, give or take. So I'll jump in the seat. Well, I can't really jump in the seat. I don't know how I would do that, but I guess what I could do is maybe sit on the hood. I mean, it puts all my weight over one tire. So 3,240 with me sitting on the front wheel. So we're 3,200 with me in the car, which isn't terrible. I think that's about what it used to weigh with me not in the car. So basically we just removed me as a driver, so not too bad. And I'm race weight, if you guys didn't know. I'm not a full-size dude, I am a race weight human being, so that's always good for racing. So that's pretty cool. I'm pretty excited about that. And then moving forward with other upgrades and whatnot, I'll keep you guys posted. But as far as right now, I just want to run the car and enjoy it. I have plans for it, but I'm still kind of on and off the fence what we're gonna do about cooling, whether we just throw a bottle of nitrous in there and hit like a dry shot at some point. I do have a 6-liter at the machine shop because I buy and sell motors, and then I have another one supposedly coming, so we'll see. Maybe we'll just keep one of those and set it to the side, and we'll build a little bit bigger cubic inch motor so we don't have to push it so hard, so hopefully we have a better chance of the thing staying together, and we can take that set up to Rocky Mountain Race Week versus just spinning the crap out of a stock bottom end motor. So I don't know, you guys let me know what you think, what you'd like to see. I debuted my buddy's Manhattan project, and he is more than willing to put a Manhattan together for this, and I can pretty much have whatever I'd want, water to air, air to air, all that. But I don't know. And then they got the sandwich intercoolers, but from what I understand, because it's a sandwich piece and it's on the motor, I've heard those don't really do all that well. I haven't really done my research, so we will see. For now, we're just gonna spin it, run it hot. I know you guys probably hate it. It makes plenty of power, and we just shaved 150, 60 pounds off of it. So now if we can get some traction, I'll have to look at the weight bias, but I know hopefully that helped me out because a lot of the weight came off the front. So hopefully that will kind of get the bias where we need it. And if we got to add a little weight, throw it in the back, and hopefully we can get this thing to hook and book next time we take it out. So that's it. Thanks for coming along, watching this thing, see what it weighs. Not bad for a full-size, you know, full-body car, I guess. But until next time, you guys, keep it locked. You know what to do. I'm out.